What's going on, Stim Heads? High Stim Ace here. Hope you guys are having an incredible day today. In case you haven't tuned into the last couple of videos and you're wondering, Ace, where the heck are you right now? Why are you not recording from the High Stim studio? I'm going to let you know that there's construction being done right over there, and hopefully by next week, Monday or Tuesday, we should be back to normal. But for the time being, we are recording from my living room, and the place is an absolute mess right now. It kind of feels like a refugee center, if I'm being honest, but that's not going to stop me from coming on here and dropping reviews for the hottest products of 2025. What I'm holding in my hands is the very first pre-workout that I've ever taken from Ninja Supps, and this here, boys, is Ninja Unleashed. Because you know that High Stim Ace, when I'm experimenting with a new brand, a new company, I'm not going to start off with their non-stim and then work my way to their medium stim daily driver and eventually get to the high stim. Nay. This is the High Stim Ace YouTube channel. We're going to start with a crazy high stim hitter and then work our way down, okay? So today was my second time running this pre-workout here. This is their high stim option, their strongest pre-workout in their lineup. So I'm going to get to it, guys. We're going to go over the label. Today was my second time running this pre-workout. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of Ninja Unleashed. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so this here is the orange creamsicle flavor, and I gotta say, it's a very, very enjoyable flavor. Actually, one of the better orange flavors I've had in general. Not that I've had many orange flavors, but out of the ones I had, this one is very enjoyable. Maybe a little bit of a synthetic back end, but maybe like 10-15% as compared to some other products that were of a similar label. This label here is pretty stacked, and in case you can't tell, the tub is pretty badass. Now, I know that Ninja Supps recently rebranded their entire lineup, and their tubs have a new aesthetic. As a matter of fact, this is what it looks like right now, so it actually kind of pops more than the tub here, but the label is identical. I made sure to double check it, so we're gonna go over this label, guys, and then we're gonna talk about the effects of this hitter here in the gym where it matters most. So serving size is 1 scoop, no 1 scoop, 2 scoop, half scoop, none of that, guys. 1 scoop gives you the full serving size. It comes in at 20.65 grams, so you can round it off to 21 grams. That's actually what I did both times. The scoop does come in a little bit light at about 18 and a half grams, so you're gonna wanna heat this one to get the full serving size. You are getting 21 servings per container in here, which is oddly specific, a bit of an odd number. I'm not a big fan of that, but we're gonna try to be flexible and move forward. You're getting an extra serving. We can't complain about that. Most pre-workouts do give you 20 servings in 2025. It is what it is, guys. We start off with choline by titrate, 400 milligrams, and then sodium from sodium chloride at 70 milligrams. And then we're going to get into the first 4 categories we have in here. It does break it up into 4 sections, and I think that's pretty cool. I like it. We have the Ninja's Crushing Strength, Power, and Performance Matrix. Wow, that's a mouthful right there if I've ever heard one. You got L-citrulline mally 2-to-1 ratio, 6,000 milligrams, so 4 grams of citrulline, 2 grams of malic acid, pretty solid. You got beta-alanine, 4,000 milligrams, so 800 milligrams more than the clinical dose. And then we have betaine anhydrous, 2,500 milligrams for the strength output, and agmatine sulfate, 1,000 milligrams to help with those additional pumps. Next up, we got the Ninja's Unlimited Energy Matrix, and we start off with Sant Energy New, 400 milligrams. Not really sure what that is. It's a trademark kind of ingredient, so it could be their own kind of secret Ninja blend. We have caffeine anhydrous at an oddly specific 380 milligrams. Araya extract, 98% yield, 300 milligrams to give you a little bit of a head buzz. I do like me some Araya. And then we got caffeine citrate, 200 milligrams to give you that initial burst of energy in the gym. Infinergy, which is dicaffeine mally, the long-lasting form of caffeine, 175 milligrams. So a lot of caffeine in this hitter here. We're going to talk about it, guys. We're going to talk about the caffeine yield in a moment. Elevate ATP, which is ancient pear and apple fruit extract to give you sustained energy, 150 milligrams. Lotus extract, 75 milligrams. Synephrine, 60 milligrams for thermogenesis. And halostation HCl, 50 milligrams. So a lot of ingredients that will cause thermogenesis and stimulation. I like it. Next up, we got the next category in here, Ninja's Intense Focus and Anti-Crash Matrix. Interesting. 1,000 milligrams choline by titrate, L-tyrosine 1,000 milligrams, alpha-GBC 600 milligrams, lion's mane extract 600 milligrams, a nice nootropic, L-theanine 150 milligrams. Not a big fan of L-theanine in pre-workouts, but 150 milligrams shouldn't be too bad. Cognitive coffee fruit extract 125 milligrams, Wolfskin alpha, 2 milligrams. Oh boy, this is going to provide a lot of stimulation, at least according to the label. And up next, we got Huperzine A, 100 micrograms to finish off this label before getting into the Ninja Absorption category here, which has estrogen coming in at 50 milligrams and black pepper extract coming in at 5 milligrams to properly finish off this label. Before High Stim Ace gets into my experience running Ninja Unleashed 2 times over the past 2 days, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or a ninja enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay guys, so I just got back from the gym about 3 hours ago. I've ran a couple of errands and now I sat down and I decided I'm going to be reviewing this product here because I did run it twice. Today I ran it in the morning. I am off of work today, luckily for me. And I ran it yesterday right after work. So I had 2 similar kind of experiences, but also a little bit different. We're going to talk about yesterday's experience first. Yesterday was an off day for me. I came home from work. I was exhausted. I was mentally out of it. I was physically tired. It was a very long day at work. And I took the drink. Like I said, it tastes really good, goes down easily, no issues with that. And I was walking to the gym, and within about 15 minutes, I started feeling a nice little buzz, a little background mood elevation. The Araya is definitely there, okay? So labels are just labels, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. But in terms of getting a nice head buzz and a good mood elevation, that aspect of the pre-workout is definitely legitimate. It's definitely there because I felt good. I felt positive. I actually ran into a bunch of friends yesterday in the gym and I actually made a couple of new friends. I ended up having a whole discussion about WWE and the old school wrestling days with some random person in the gym. So that was a very interesting experience. I felt talkative. I felt like I was in a good mood. I was in a good headspace. Everything was great. The one thing that was lacking at yesterday's workout was the energy aspect. And to me, it's interesting because supposedly on label, you have 600 milligrams of total caffeine in here, which is a very large amount. The only other manufacturer company that has those crazy dosages of caffeine in their pre-workouts, as far as I know, is Apollon Nutrition. And you're going to feel those pre-workouts coming in at 500, 550, 600 milligrams from Apollon. Now, this is my first Ninja pre-workout. I've never taken Ninja Up. I do have that one to run at some point next week, and I will be dropping the review for that one as well. But that is more of their medium stim option. This here is their high stim option. So this is supposed to be the top line product. Now, in terms of energy and physical stimulation, I felt very, very little. And again, it could be due to the fact that I was tired yesterday. I was physically beat. I was mentally exhausted. I was out of it. So the mood elevation came in nicely, 15 minutes, lasted for about an hour and a half. I felt good. I was in a good, positive headspace, and it was a mental kind of focus that came with it. The workout was decent. I did what I had to do yesterday, was back and biceps, hit a little bit of legs as well. But in terms of having that physical aggression and really feeling unleashed, like it says on the label, I didn't really get much of that. So I attributed that to just having an off day yesterday. And again, this is why High Stim Ace always runs products at least 2 times. A lot of times I run products for 3, 4 times, 5 times before I come on here and drop a review. I have a lot of things to review. So these days I tend to run things 2 or 3 times because, you know, if that's the case, I'm never going to get to reviewing any of the products I have. And I have about 50 things I have to review at this point. Thank God for that. So I did run this one twice. Today was my second time. Like I said earlier, did not go to work today. I got a decent night's sleep last night, and I hit the gym at about 10:30 a.m. Once again, I ran the pre-workout at the recommended 21-gram serving size. I heaped it a little bit. I weighed it out. Did not pair any pump cabs. Did not pair any citrulline, nothing like that. I wanted to really experience the product on its own as it is sold, because if you're stacking things, a lot of times it can mess with the synergy, and really a lot of times it could be detrimental and take away from the pre-workout, and we don't want that, especially for running a high stim pre-workout, which on label, this is what it's supposed to be. Unfortunately for me, today's experience was very, very similar to yesterday's experience. I actually felt that buzz from the Araya much faster today because I did hit the gym on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, so all I had before this was a cup of coffee, and that's it. I did not eat anything, no bananas, no oatmeal, no protein shake. I had my coffee, and about an hour and a half later, before I hit the gym, I took the drink. So the 600 milligrams of caffeine did hit, and the Araya hit as well. So I felt it in about 8-9 minutes today, as opposed to 15 minutes like I did yesterday. And again, I attribute that to being on an empty stomach today. Got that floaty head high. I felt positive. I felt good. There was a nice focus that came with it. But again, in terms of energy, in terms of it giving me that push to get going in the gym, I didn't get it. And it's weird because the label gives you 3 sources of caffeine, yielding a total of 600 milligrams. That's a very big dose. And you're supposed to get the citrate that's going to hit you quickly, the caffeine anhydrous, which has the 45-minute to 60-minute shelf life, and then the dicaffeine malate that's supposed to elongate the experience. But I did not get that. You know, if I was doing a blind test and you would have given me this pre-workout without telling me what it is, and I would have taken it as is with a blindfold on and hit the gym, I would have assumed this has about 250, maybe 300 milligrams of caffeine. You could give me the drink and I will tell you this has no more than 300 milligrams of caffeine because this is what it feels like. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're claiming that this is your high stim option and it has all these illicits in there, 2 milligrams of alpha-yo, synephrine, halostachin, I should be feeling more of that tweaked out energy, and I didn't get that both times I ran it. So yesterday was an off day. I said, you know what? I'm not going to judge it based on the one time I ran it. I ran it today after getting a decent night's sleep, and everything was on point more or less. The training today was okay. I was dealing with a little bit of my nagging shoulder injury, which has been bothering me for a while, but all things considered, if I would have taken something else today, I would have been able to train even with the injury and get better results. So I didn't really feel like it lived up to the label. And again, it goes back to saying labels are just labels. A lot of times it has to do with the sourcing, the potency, the purity of the ingredients, how they come together. So this isn't a bad pre-workout by any stretch of the imagination, but to me, this feels like something that's slightly better than a daily driver. If you're going to ask me for something that's better than a daily driver, but also not a medium or high stim type of product, I would recommend this one. The flavor's solid. It gives you a good mood elevation. It's a positive experience. There is a clear-headed focus that comes with it. Not an illicit one, but very, very clear-headed. If you're going to the gym for an hour and 20, hour and a half, and you want something good, I would even go as far as to recommend this product. But if you're looking to get into Ninja supplements and you want to get a high stim pre-workout to take on a high stim Saturday, high stim Sunday, this really isn't it, because this really does feel more like a daily driver to medium type of product. But flavor is good, the focus is good, the mood elevation is good, but the energy feels lackluster. I personally didn't even feel alpha-yo. I didn't even feel the synephrine. I wasn't sweating on this one. I was pushing pretty hard today, all things considered, but wasn't even breaking a sweat. So it's interesting. And again, it goes back to saying labels are just labels. With that being said, I do think this is a decent pre-workout, all things considered, and I might run it again at some point in the future. If you guys want to check this one out, you can head over to NutriCartel.com and grab it with my discount code ACE15. I'm going to link all that down below. You can also visit the manufacturer and pick it up directly from their website, but I am not affiliated with them, so you guys can do that. It is entirely up to you. No matter what, High Stim Ace will always bring it to you straight, as I always do, as I've always done, and as I will always continue to do. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you found it beneficial, make sure to like the video, comment below, tell me your experience with Ninja supplements. If you were to recommend a product from Ninja Supps, what would it be? Let me know. I do have the Ninja Up pre-workout with the alpha-yo, and I do plan on running it at some point next week. Hope you guys have an amazing week up ahead. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.